Welcome my dear students of class 10 and in the learning class of the biology. Today you will learn about the process of transportation in plants. This is the third type of the life process which you will study in detail. Dear students, transportation takes place in both plants and animals, and transportation require medium, either that is water or that is other fluid which is synthesized inside the living body of the living organism. Dear students, as far as transportation in plants is concerned, the medium which is required, that is water, and water is very important, very essential for the transportation process in the plant. Before going to the process of transportation in plants, let us see about the structure of the plant body. As you know, the phloem and xylem are the vascular bundles which perform the process of transportation in plants. Here you see the bundles of phloem that is showing in the transverse section of the plant stem. If you cut the transverse section of plant stem, then you will find the structure like this, what has been given in the diagram. That is the diagrammatic representation. These are the phloem bundles which are for the transportation of manufactured food manufactured by the leaves, which get transported with the help of these phloem bundles. And in the previous class you have already learned about the plant tissue, phloem and xylem. They are the conductive tissue. Dear students, here you are looking at the xylem, structure of xylem, and this xylem is of two types. Larger xylem, larger vessels are called metaxylem, while narrower vessels are called protoxylem. So these structures are showing xylem bundles in the transverse section, and that will transport the material right from the ground to the upper portion of the plant body. And this is epidermis, and these are the companion cells. These are the companion cells which supports the structure of the xylem and phloem, and epidermis protects the plant body, that is the outermost covering of the plant stem or root, whatever it is. Dear students, you have to see the first process, that is the absorption of water and minerals from the ground by the root, where root hairs involved. You know that there are root hairs are there, and these root hairs are responsible for the absorption of minerals and water. These are the root hairs. So these root hairs are responsible for the absorption of water and minerals from the ground for the essential manufacturing of the essential part. And you see the absorption of nitrate, absorption of calcium, absorption of phosphorus, absorption of magnesium. All these nutrients get absorbed in the root hairs along with the water. Water is absorbed by the osmotic pressure created due to the transpiration. Water gets transpirated through stomata, as you know, and due to the osmotic pressure, water gets absorbed by the root hairs, and it will be unidirectional. Only water absorbed from the root is in the pattern to go up only, not down. So there is the movement of the water that is unidirectional, while the movement of the minerals, that will be also unidirectional. It will goes to the leaves for the manufacturing of food components. Dear students, as far as this mineral absorption is concerned, you have to know that there are hydrogen ions produced in the different metabolic activities of the plant body, and these hydrogen ions get come out from the root hairs in the soil, and to replace that hydrogen ion, at the place of hydrogen ion, mineral get absorbed at that place. So that place is occupied by the mineral what is present inside the soil at the place of hydrogen. So replacement of the mineral by the hydrogen ion takes place in the root hairs, and by this process mineral gets absorbed in the root hairs and it go up along with the water for the manufacturing of the food or other metabolic activities. Therefore, dear students, the transportation starts from the absorption of water and minerals from the root hairs going to the leaves via xylem. This xylem, that is metaxylem, protoxylem, for the manufacturing of food as well as for the other metabolic activities. When food get prepared in the leaves, then that food get transported by the phloem, this phloem, and that is bidirectional. That will come downward to that leaves, and that will go up to the leaves. That is why it is called the movement of the food manufactured by leaves transporting through the phloem bundle is bidirectional, and that is controlled by the process of osmosis. Because as you know, the process of osmosis and process of diffusion are there in the living body. So the process of osmosis facilitates the absorption of water in the plant body, and the process of osmosis facilitates the process of the movement of food into the bundle of phloem, which is reaching to all parts of the plant body, that is bidirectional. Dear students, in this process of transportation in the plant, means transferring the material from one part to another part, is including 3 steps, 3 happenings, 3 functionings are there, and number 1, that is called transpiration. Transpiration can be defined as the water get evaporated from the plant leaves. When the stomata get open and temperature is high around the plant, then the water from the stomata get evaporated, and that process is called transpiration. At night, when temperature around the plant body is lower, is less, then the transpiration takes place, but water cannot be evaporated. And water gets spread on the leaves of the plants, and that process is called guttation. So if water cannot be evaporated, that is spread on the leaves in the night, that is called guttation. Means you can say the process of transpiration that is in the night is called guttation, and the process of transpiration can be defined as the expelling out of the water from the plant body, excess water from the plant body that gets evaporated is called transpiration. Now this transpiration, this one, and this transpiration and gutations are almost same processes. Come to the translocation. Dear students, translocation means the distribution of food that is manufactured by plant leaves are to be distributed throughout the plant body wherever food is required for the survival of the cells, for the survival of the plant body. So translocation is the distribution of food throughout the plant body by the phloem, Biofloem is called translocation, and the absorption of water and mineral by the process of osmosis and replacement of the hydrogen ion, that is done by the xylem, that is both xylem, metaxylem and protoxylem, is called absorption. So you see, right from the absorption to the distribution of food throughout the plant body, there are several other metabolic activities like photosynthesis, respiration and other vital activities are there, and as a result of that activity, if excess water will be there, then that water gets evaporated by the process of transpiration via stomata, and at night this transpiration process is called guttation, while water cannot be evaporated and it is spread on the leaves. And finally, the translocation is the equal distribution of food. Distribution of food, that wherever it is required. Dear students, what you are looking on the board, by the help of this diagrammatic representation, you will be able to explain the process of transportation in the plant body, and the diffusion gases, as far as the transportation of gases are concerned, gases like carbon dioxide and oxygen get diffused within the plant body or get diffused from the plant body to the environment. Therefore, you can conclude that transportation in plant body is related to the osmosis and diffusion. Dear students, in this transportation process, there are two types of transports. Number one, that is active. Number one, active. And number two, passive transport. Passive. So there are two types of transports, active and passive. Dear students, this passive transport don't require any energy for the movement of substance, movement of molecules inside the plant body, while this active transports require energy for the movement, for the transfer of material molecules from the plant within the plant body. For example, if you take the process of osmosis, osmosis means the transfer of water from one part to other part in the plant body, that don't require any energy. That is done by the osmotic pressure created by the stomata. So stomata creates osmotic pressure, and that osmotic pressure pulls the water from the ground via root hairs by the osmotic pressure only, and that is called passive transport. But my dear students, while mineral absorption, mineral transportation, food transportation, translocation, these processes comes under the active transport, and active transport always require energy. So plant require energy for the active transport of the molecules which get moved into the plant body for the purpose of different physiological functions in the plant body. So my dear student, this is all about the transportation in plants. As you know that as a result of this transportation process, osmosis and diffusion, the food get manufactured, which get stored in the form of starch in the plant body, which being utilized by the plant body, and which will be available for others, herbivores, animals as a food. So plant provides us starch as a food, fruits, flowers, etc. And that these plants are the eco-friends. plants maintain the oxygen cycle in the environment, and from the environment excess carbon dioxide get absorbed by the plant body. So plants are very important. Always you have to always you have to do the plantation around your house for the good atmospheric condition. Thank you very much for watching this video. In next video you will learn about the transportation, the process of transportation in animals, especially in human. Thank you very much.